Hi, my name is Robert. Please read the comments in the About section of this video. It has valuable information and updates. My YouTube channel has a disclaimer video that I encourage you to watch. And please like, share, and subscribe. I hope you found what you're looking for. Thank you very much for watching. Starting my tinker day off at the junkyard, I got the last chrome trim piece out of this 2000 V70R. Now let me find Buster Brown, see what he's up to. I turn around and see a 2002 Nissan Quest, which is the same as that Mercury Villager. So I'm going to check the timing setting on this thing for the distributor and look at that document I was sent and reset this lady's timing. I have a few marks on the harmonic balancer set, and this is where the rotor sits when I have that harmonic balancer pointed down like I do. Kind of a pain in the butt try to get this timing thing off, but I'm going to give that a try before I do anything else. So I may be back out here tomorrow. If you own an old Volvo older than 10 years old, you really need to get yourself a scanner. I bought one like this for my buddy Buster Brown. I also bought one for my daughter like this. This is the model number. It's supposed to be updatable. TP280, if that comes in focus there. Anyway, you plug it in, or you can get one like mine. You know, the one I use every day. You hit the read button and wait for it to read the codes. You turn the ignition on. I normally plug it in with the ignition off. And once it tells you that it's read the vehicle, you hit the fun button, and the fun button actually shows you what the codes are. So it's still reading. It's on the trouble code option. You can scan up or down with the arrows. You hit the fun button, and it's got a P0130 code, O2 circuit, and it says it has 4 codes. So we arrow down for the next code. It's a P0135, a P0141, and a P0136, all O2 codes. So then you can hit erase to erase the codes. You press erase again, and it should be erasing the codes and the check engine light. All data has been erased. Now you can reread it. And this also supplies live data and a few other functions, but you know, primarily you can read your check engine lights without going to a big box store or something. So now when I rescanned it, it has no codes in the system. You cut the car off and you put it away, unplug it. Here at the donor car, I got to start finishing it up. So I'm going to pull the ECU and do the mod for the P0410 code and go from there. Started off the day on this 01 XC. Changed the oil. Checked the codes. Doesn't have any codes, and the owner said he's getting intermittent winter flashing buttons, but it's driving real fine. So I'm going to contact the person with the V70, see if I could go over there, change the coolant line, and get rid of that P0410 code on that 98 model. My brother-in-law has a 2003 Jaguar XJ8 that's been having issues with the brake lights, and from what I've learned, the brake lights are routed through this security control box, security and locking module. So I went out to the junkyard, and there was only a 98 in there that had a similar box that should work on his vehicle. Now the remote probably won't work because the system changes between model years, but the box should work and fix the problem with the brake lights. Being a luxury vehicle, it is equipped with central locking and security system. This is the module that comes with it. They have their part numbers on them, they have their hertz on them, and they have their FCC remote security number on them that has to match the remote if you want a remote to be able to function the locks and the security system on your key fob. Inside the trunk in front of the battery is a fuse relay panel. Has a lid on it that pops off relatively easily, and you can see fuses and relays. And under that is this control box. It's always best to take your ground off your battery before you do anything messing with any fuse boxes or electrical stuff or stuff like that. So I'm going to go ahead and take the negative battery off of the vehicle. Another important thing to do before you start messing with vehicle computer modules and stuff like that is to put some rubber gloves on so that the electricity in your body doesn't mess with the electricity on your computer parts. That goes for any type of computer stuff you're working on. I went to the salvage yard and pulled this box that I showed you that's in my hand. It came out of a 98. I'm going to install it in this vehicle, see if the locks and the brake lights will function properly. If that's the case, I'm going to leave it in, and I'm going to try to repair the control module that is in the vehicle. I talked to a electrical repair person located in San Antonio, Texas. He's a high-level electrical repair guy, repairs all kind of strange issues on these cars like this. He recommended that I pull this box out of the vehicle, and with everything still plugged in, press on the control board in different areas, move the connectors around, put little stress on there, because a common problem with computer boards like this micro board here, motherboard in computers, they have tiny solders that computers or machines solder when putting this stuff together. Well, it's the same thing in ABS modules and other electronic parts in the vehicle. Well, the problem is when these solder joints get old, weather, sometimes they crack. And if the solder joint cracks, it loses its connectivity that it needs to make all this stuff work properly. It can't send the signal to the brake lights. It can't send signals to the remote to let the remote unlock the door. Like some people's remotes will lock the door but not unlock it. This vehicle, it'll sometimes unlock it. It'll always unlock the trunk, but it never locks the vehicle properly. So you'll have all these issues, and a majority of the time, it's not a broken component, it's a bad solder connection. What I've decided to do, if this module functions, the locking system and the braking system properly, the brake lights, I'm going to take the other module and try to fix it like I have motherboards on HP computers. And what that is, I take the motherboard, I preheat my oven at home at 350 degrees, I believe. I put the computer motherboard in the oven for 3 minutes. After 3 minutes, I immediately pull it out. That 3 minutes is normally long enough to heat up the solder, but not too long to damage any of the computer components on the board. So basically, I would be refloating all the solder on the board. When I pull it out of the oven, it cools off, cures, and the computer works well again. If things go my way, that will work on this vehicle. It's not a guarantee. I'm taking a chance and a risk, but I need to do something because I only have one brake light in this vehicle now, and it's the HML, high mount light. I disconnect the negative battery. I take the cover off the fuse circuit breaker panel. I remove 2 screws here. I have another 10mm screw there that I'm going to disconnect. That will give me access to the control box under this fuse panel. Now, there's an antenna wire connected there. I believe it's the same one that connects on the back of this box here. I'm going to disconnect that. There's a slight chance that I could take the antenna panel out of this box, put it in the other box, swap them around, and actually have a working antenna. That may be the frequency box. I don't know. I'm guessing. I see the antenna is plugged into it, so maybe that's the frequency box that runs the remote. However, I'm not going to fool with it until after I exhaust my efforts of repairing the box that's in there. Let me put this box back together, close it up, and continue to remove that box from there. Now that I have all 3 screws out of the fuse box, I'm going to carefully lift the panel up and flip this thing upside down and release the latch from it up here to get that control box released. So now I have the control box where I can get the plugs out and unscrew the antenna. Here's the existing box out of the 2003. Here's the replacement box, and it's out of a 98 model. So as you can see, the numbers are different and the frequencies are different. Well, heck, it looks like these frequencies are the same on this box. See, I got a K8597R315, and that looks like the same there. So maybe this remote will work with this box. I'll try to program it, see what happens. I plugged up the box, clipped it back in the bottom of the fuse panel, hooked up the antenna. Now I'm going to hook up the ground on the car and lock and unlock the door and check the brake lights. First thing I'm going to do is try the key, see if it locks and unlocks all the doors. It looks like the doors locked all the way around. Let me check, see if the trunk is locked. It sounded like it locked too. It is locked. Now I'm going to unlock all the doors. It should be a double clutch. Well, just one clutch unlocked them all, and they appear to be all unlocked. Alright, I'm going to try to start the car and apply the brakes and see if the brake lights work. Okay, with the replacement box, I got a high mount, I got a light there, but I do not have a brake light on this side. So let me check the bulb over here. Okay, the replacement box has all 3 brake lights working. I'm going to go ahead and remove my stick and make sure all of those brake lights go out. And all 3 brake lights went out. So we're working better now than we have in 2 years. I guess there's a chance that that other 98 vehicle had that box replaced. So let me see if I can program the remote. I just watched my video on programming the remote, so I'm going to attempt to do that. Hold the flasher back, turn the key to accessory, pump the flasher 4 additional times, let it go, and I should hear the chirp so I can program it. I could not get this key to program the remote, so I'm going to take this security box back to the house. I'm going to bake it. I'm going to come back tomorrow, see if this box works. If it does, I'll reprogram it. If not, I'll try to swap this antenna part of the box over and see if that will allow it to be programmed. The owner of the V70 got back, and the car's too hot to do the coolant line. Got the computer open and left the computer diode at the house in the other car. So struck out here. Let me go see if I can help the lady with the starter. I was about 5 minutes from the lady's house with the turbo, and I got a message that she's not home. She's supposed to be home at 3:30. It's 4:30 and she's still not there, so I guess I'll catch her tomorrow. Strangely, I can only find one diode, so I put it in the V70 car that I sold. I need to find the other diode so I could put it in my ECU of the donor car. I opened up the control board on this Jaguar, the one that was in the vehicle, and I could see it looks like a burnt mark there on it, and there's some kind of marks, looks like ink or something there. So I'm assuming somebody's had this thing open and worked on it before. I'll bake it and see what happens. I'm going to take the ribbon loose from the board there, so I'm going to slide the whole chamber back toward the ribbon, see if that releases the ribbon. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.